Good morning. It is September 4th, 2018. First day of school for my daughter. She's in 10th grade. And I'm out here doing storm damage assessment. That is about 3¼ inches. We've gotten at least an inch of rain every day for I don't know how long. But we've gotten 4 inches, 2 inches. The last time this happened, we had massive damage. We had mudslides that took a house down and killed a guy, slid down the hill in his house down to the highway. But so far, we haven't had too much of that. We had 3 mudslides in the last couple days, all on the highway down by the river. We rarely get any damage up here other than road damage. So that's what I'm doing this morning. I'm checking our roads and seeing what kind of damage we have. 3 inches of rain is pretty much nothing, but it's the cumulative effect. When it's been raining day after day after day and the ground is completely soaked, then we can get mudslides or washouts. So I'm gonna go see how everything looks. In other news, I'm still out checking for flood damage, but this right over there is our top lot, the new lot that we bought. This is our closest neighbor on this side, I guess. We have quite a few neighbors. But they started doing this yesterday. They've said they were going to build for the last 3 years now, and we just never took them seriously because they never did. We see him like once a summer. We nicknamed him Tree Boy because he's planted all kinds of just odd trees all over the place. Maybe they'll make sense when they build. It's lucky we bought that top lot when we did, so at least we don't have neighbors right up on us anywhere. But it's never good having people that close. Here's the beginning of our property and our lot line right there. And there's our house down there. I did some clearing with the brush whacker here yesterday, but it was so wet, and it still is, and so dense with grapevines and little trees and stuff that we decided we're just going to have this brush whacked by the farmer across the street. I need to get in here along the road and mark the spots where we're planting bur oak next year. Not quite sure. I measured this yesterday and I forgot how much. I think it's 360 feet from here to the barn. And we're going to plant, I think 6 bur oak here. Half a dozen. I haven't seen any damage anywhere yet. And, you know, that little bit of rain, well, it's a lot of rain for some people, but for around here, it's a little bit. This, we've tossed a lot of good seed in here. So you can see that the rain has really helped bring out this nice grass. We have both pasture grass and like a lawn grass along here. But this is all going to be cut down, so I guess we'll have a band of better grass, at least for now. Once we get this hacked down, we're gonna either maintain it as pasture, or we are going to convert it back to prairie grass. I'm hoping for the prairie grass. One last place to check for damage, and then we're gonna take a little road trip. We get washouts right here at this ditch. You can see where it's been filled a bunch of times, but it doesn't look any worse than it normally is, so it looks like we escaped any damage. Our road down at the bottom there has 3 pipes in it, so we pretty much never get any damage down there. There's a trench that runs along here that collects the water from the fields here. It goes along that trench and goes through the pipes into the woods, and no problems whatsoever. The neighbors probably got washed out. They're in a real bad spot. But now I need to go check on the other neighbors who just had some bulldozing done. They put a new road in around their platform, and I need to see how well that fared during the rain. Yeah, we've had problems. This ditch perpetually fills with gravel. I don't know why. I mean, where the hell's all the gravel coming from? It drains the woods here and a field up there. It shouldn't be filling with gravel, but it is. And it goes up here and then drops down into a sump and then goes across the road. And numerous times it's plugged up with gravel like it has here. Then it doesn't use the ditch anymore. It just goes right over the road. So this needs to be solved at some time, which is why we were thinking of catching the water up that way and diverting it to an actual ravine and putting a pond in up at the top there. But that's a ways off. But this doesn't look like it did much damage. Right where that pipe is up here, I might as well show you that. There it is. Right where this pipe crosses underneath this dozer. This whole area has washed out before. This really needs some riprap through here to slow the water down, but I guess I'll do that some other day. And it needs a pipe where it crosses another road in the woods, a small, like a logging road, but it's used for gators and other vehicles now. But that really needs a pipe crossing it, so this water that washes through the woods doesn't wash that out continuously. But all looks well here. I'm going to go down onto their land and check out their new construction and see if it damaged that. I won't film that. Our storage area. I don't know if any of this is new or if this is from before, but this has been a problem. We had this area made the end of last year. This used to have the hill coming right up to the side of the shed, and then from the back of the shed it just dropped down into this, this would have came up to here, and the shed just dropped down. And the previous owner, a good friend of ours, had some shoring up here to try to keep the earth up against it. They just did a shitty job when they made it. So now that we have this here, I'm working on a little at a time. You can see what I just put there, this gravel here. And this is in a previous video, me starting this. I've been adding a little bit of gravel every time I run to the dump. But at this rate, it will take me 46 years to finish this job. So I'm going to need to have a load of, wow, that's from the last 2 rains, I believe. I'm going to need to have a load of gravel delivered and use the wheelbarrow and just get the damn job done. But back to this, we're going to need to get some riprap in this, and then we need to bring the level of this up. He pitched this down really steep so the water moves real fast. I'm sure he did that, you know, to save, we didn't have enough gravel and dirt to bring this up level, but we'll have a truckload or 2 of gravel filled in this area, breaker rock, the like 3-inch rock, and then get some gravel over the top of it to level things off. We're eventually going to build a small building back here, so it'd be nice to have it nice and level at that time. All right, we have one more thing to go look at, but this is a road trip. We're going to go, there was a landslide over by a town just up the road, along the river road, so we're going to go see what we can see. They cleaned it up overnight. It happened not last night. Oh yeah, it did happen. It happened yesterday, and they cleaned it up overnight. So we didn't think the kids, half the kids in the school live beyond it, and there's no real other way to get there besides through the hollows and up over the ridges and stuff. So they did clear it. It's a major thoroughfare, and hopefully we can see what it looks like. Well, it should leave a scar for years. All right, this is the Mudslide. This is Genoa, Wisconsin, and that came down last night. Pretty big slide. In this same spot, a few years back, a boulder bounced off that cliff the size of a dump truck. They have a picture of it next to a dump truck, so we know that's how big it was. It bounced and landed right in the middle of the road right here. Then they jackhammered it apart and toted it off. It's a pretty damn good slide. I'm down here at the bottom of our land. I wanted to show some of the damage we've had from water. I've showed it in other videos, but I haven't showed probably the coolest part. But as I got down here, I noticed this. This was not here last time I came down here. We're having this area right here dozed to fix it. The big storm of 2 years ago cut this down 2 feet, cut this ravine down 2 feet from right there down to where it is now, making it really hard to get through here with the gator. Well, we haven't come through here with the gator because I'm not going to beat the snot out of it going up this crap. I'm sure it'll do it, but these boulders will smash up the bottom. Not worth it. But it looks like a whole bunch of trees have fallen, including this one, which is going to be hard you know, the dozers have a hard time with stuff like this because for the most part, all you can do is push the damn thing, and where are you going to push it? So another damn thing I got to do, I'm sure I got to cut this, at least cut it in half so that it's easy to push one end of it out of the way. Always a bit more work than you thought. This just fell. I'm thinking that's part of it. There's my brother-in-law's tree stand, so I'm going to stay out of his camera and go down this way. You almost never see this bottom ravine like this with water in it. It's almost always dry, but we just had a huge downpour and we weren't supposed to get any more rain till late tonight. They closed my daughter's school at noon. We had to go pick her up because the flooding is going to engulf a main bridge on the way home for, you know, maybe half of the students in the school. So they had to get out of there and get home. The big deal with this area is it is all hills like this one and this one, and they come down to very narrow little hollows. So whenever rain falls, a lot of water makes it to right into these narrow spaces, and it moves very quickly to the next biggest space, which in this case would be the hollow right in front of us, which I'm heading towards. Then from there, they make it to the Mississippi. They meet up with many, many, many other little ravines like this. And that's the natural course of water. That's what water does, but it's very amplified in this area. It's a very bizarre shaped area. Another tree down. 2 trees. When we had the big storm of a couple years ago, the water level down here was up in here. It wasn't even contained down there. We had 18 inches overnight, but the whole thing started much like this. Rain every day, or nearly every day for weeks, and then one big rain. But as it is, we have some of the little rivers around here, like the Kickapoo, are double their normal depth and going over bridges. So lots of damage going around. Yeah, this cut right here, this used to be ground level. Right where I'm standing, it crossed right over there. There was like a shallow little bump here. This little waterfall here, and all this stuff over here was cut the way it is. And it actually created a lake that was there for, it was there all of last year. There was a lake right here because it got dammed up over there. This is an area we would like to fix as well. This is really dangerous for getting over with horses, and you really can't get over it at all with a gator. Yeah, that's down a good, it's at least 3 feet from where it should be. Yeah, lots and lots of stuff. This road is usually kept clear. There should be no trees across it, but it's been 2 years since we've been able to get through here. So it gets to be a mess real quick. This is where the lake was. It was caused by this whole hillside collapsed. None of this rock was showing. This was just like everything else back here. None of this sandstone was showing. It just collapsed, and then there was water squirting out of the cracks of the rocks. Yeah, and every year it gets worse. Now it's way up there. The edge of it was back here, right above this rock right here, the last time I came through here and really looked at it. But now it's getting way back there. This white sand right here is fracking sand. They mine this stuff a little north of here because it's perfect for fracking. Hopefully they'll never be mining it here. We don't need any mines here. But this, since the last time I was through here, you used to be able to drive through here. Now it's all pretty much collapsed. What a shame. You could still get through here on horses, but looks like the days of getting through here with the gator are nearly up, unless someone was to come through here with a bobcat. Yeah, pretty jacked up. Okay. What I want to show you is right through there. But you can't get there from here. Alright, I'm going to try to bust through right here. There is a lot of stinging nettle and various other nasty plants around this area, but it's getting late in the year and pretty much everything's dying back already. And there it is. Not sure if that'll show up on film, but there's a little waterfall up that way and a little creek coming through here. This has been a dry creek bed, even on the, I believe it's USGS maps. This is considered a seasonal body of water. It has never had water flowing. It's just like all the other ravines around here. It's dry unless there's a rain. But after the big storm of 2 years ago, the level of the creek was cut down in some places by about 5 feet. And what that did was opened up some springs. My daughter went up and down this and counted them. She said there's at least 5. So now it's a spring-fed creek where it was a dry creek bed before. Or a dry ravine, I guess you would call it. And then there's like a little pond up that way, a natural pond. There's artificial ones too, but there's a natural pond up that way that fills in the spring and then dries out during the summer. But that's pretty cool that the force of nature put so much water in this that it cut it down the 5 feet it needed to hit springs and become a flowing creek again. So in the case of emergency, we can get down here and get some fresh spring water. There's other springs around here too, but we know exactly where this one is because it's flowing in the little stream here. And this is a little cloudy because of the massive amount of rain we've had lately, but Normally, this is crystal clear and ice cold. All right, I better get out of here. Now for the big hike back up. Boy, a lot of trees fell here. If you've seen the earlier videos, this water bar here got destroyed, so this is all washed out. But we're gonna have this road redone, but right away it started raining, so until this rain stops, can't get it done. But now the forecast calls for rain tomorrow, a significant amount of rain. Oh shit. But then that's it for the 10-day forecast. No rain for the 10-day forecast. Yeah, that really sucks that when you got steep roads like this, unless you have your road graveled, you can't use them during wet times like this. So with this road being the main road to get to the far side of our land, that's a problem. That's why we made the rock road. But the rock road comes all the way over here. It starts up top, circles down, comes all the way over here, but now it needs to go at an angle all the way through the woods that way, which is a long ass road. A little bit of drama. All right, the gator's up there. As I've stated earlier, you just can't drive it down here and ruin the road. So that long ass road that we make going that way, switchback, may actually have to switch back again to keep the road from being too steep, which gets pretty expensive, and it would need to have rock added. It would be better even without the rock, but the rock makes it much more stable. There's the gator. Hit the subscribe button and then click on the update icon and you'll receive notice when we upload new videos. Thanks for watching and have yourself a great day.